Welcome to Toffee TV. Everton have made a signing. It is Ashley Young. Everton have signed 38-year-old Ashley Young, free transfer, had been at Aston Villa last season. He has become an Everton player. Sean Dyche's first signing as Everton manager. And he's a utility player, and we've done it. So, you know, I'm sure there'll be more exciting signings after Ashley Young. But I'm joined by John Blaine in the studio to discuss this. John, I guess he wouldn't have been top of everyone's wish list for this summer, but Everton have made the signing, and he's a player who can play in a few positions.
Well, yeah, I think we'd have... It's one of those, isn't it, chronology? If it was like young superstar kid who scores goals and then a week later Ashley Young, you'd have gone, oh, okay, understand that, right? But most people rather hoped it would be that way round rather than jam tomorrow, because being Everton fans, we spend a fair amount of time thinking the jam might not actually come. But yeah, I think he adds to the squad. I think, you know, I think I saw Jack actually tweeting this morning, was it? And he said something like, you know, people wanted Cody for his experience, but they don't want Ashley Young. So yeah, I think it's not going to pull any stumps up. But I think, how many games did he play last season for Villa?
29.
20 odd, yeah. So he's clearly still got it at Premier League level. Gives Mykolenko something to think about. And as you can say, he can play wing back and stuff like that as well. So yeah, let's just hope he's the first of a good few. There's 4 or 5 to go, isn't there? So,
oh God, absolutely. I think you're right as well. I think chronologically, had Everton have brought 3 players in, say, and then Ashley Young, I think it'd have been more palatable for a lot of people. But like you just said, he played 29 times for Villa last season, still fit, still got. I've seen a lot of Aston Villa fans a bit gutted he's gone, really. So a lot of them saying had to give him another year, and he done really well. And we've all bemoaned how unbalanced this squad is. Sean Dyche has said it on many occasions last season at press conferences. The squad's unbalanced, and yet this player can do 2 or 3 positions. I understand people who will be saying he's 38. You know, why we spend the money on this kind of player, wages, when there should be younger players given the opportunity and everything else that goes with that. I get it. I get that point of view, but also got to look at the big picture and say, well, if this lad can come in and play at right back, which he played most of his games for Villa actually at right back last season, can play left back, can play left midfield, right midfield, then he's doing 4 jobs almost, isn't he? And that gives the manager more quality then within that squad, more balance. If that helps them focus money elsewhere in the areas we really need it, which is the final third, then surely that kind of ticks a couple of boxes.
It does tick a couple of boxes, and you know, and ever the optimist, because I am an optimist really by default.
Gotta be, haven't we?
Yeah, by default. I mean, you allegedly said you got stick for being optimistic last week. But optimism is context based, isn't it? And part of, I mean, we know this manager, like most Premier League managers, is likely to be error on the side of caution with players. They all want experience, which is why with the revolving door we've had, you can get locked into, we only take players of Premier League you know, credentials or whatever. But bringing experience in like that would be good for Mykolenko anyway, be good for some of the other players, and it allows this manager perhaps to think, I can take a bit of a risk as I see it, because it's my job that'll go, isn't it, if we fail, with younger players in more forward positions, because I've got that experience in the squad. So let's hope it's not a trend that we're going to be getting these old codgers, you know, last stop before the old folks home, and that the rumours we have, and you know, around the type of players they're targeting and the age profiles and the ceilings and all this sort of stuff, some of those come through in the coming weeks.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at some of Ashley Young's stats anyway. Let's get into that. First one we've got.
He's 38.
This is his profile. Just turned 38.
This week, wasn't it?
This week, fee, obviously he's a free transfer. He's not attached to any club because he's just left Aston Villa. He's played 677 career games, scoring 85 times in that. The next one we've got is there again. Finished at Villa with 57 games played for Aston Villa across 2 seasons and 1 goal. So obviously he's come in from Inter Milan and has been quite durable for them. You know, 57 games in 2 seasons.
Some players we've had it, we would have been pleased to get
we'd have been
57 games over a couple of seasons. Yeah.
Absolutely. The next slide we've got, this is his stats from last season and his heat map. As you can see, 29 games last season for Villa, started 23. 1 goal in a crossing accuracy, 19%, and 1.7 tackles per game. I think that is a hiding behind.
Where did he play for Villa then?
And well, right back there, we'll see
that's
now.
what it looks right.
So this is his overall stats of his career.
Yeah.
So he's had 203 games as a left midfielder. These are the 5 most positions he's played. He's played everywhere, apart from in goal. But he's had 203 at left midfield. Right back 82 times, big chunk of them for Villa. 71 games at left back. He's been left wing 34 times. And right midfield.
So that shows the utility side of his game, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's also played centre mid. He's even had a few games as centre forward.
Well, if you play left or right, you can surely play around the middle.
So there you go. Yeah. So that just in itself, when you're looking at those stats, that kind of shows you that Sean Dyche is getting that experience.
Yeah.
Work rate. The way I look at it, if he's playing 57 times in 2 Premier League seasons, the last couple of years, he's obviously fit. He's kept himself fit. Unai Emery doesn't suffer fools, and he played a lot of games for him. He was keeping Matty Cash out of Villa's side, Polish international, keeping him out the side, which means he must train well, and he must be dedicated, and he is. He's still playing top flight football.
They still let him go
at that age. Well, it was the end of a contract, wasn't it? So therefore, they could have possibly kept him. But that's what happens, isn't it? We let Conor Cody go, and people.
That's true.
You know, people are looking and going, we should have bought him. We've let other people go.
But I would guess, rightly or wrongly, that it's unlikely that Young's getting paid more than Cody was.
No, he's not.
And Cody had a fee attached to him. And we're getting more, flexibility around where he can play. Brings all the experience. So it almost becomes anyone who wanted Cody can't have too much of a grief with this guy. For the non-play, I'm talking about the experience. Yeah,
maybe.
And clearly, the position we all know we need some issues covering a fullback, right? And notwithstanding Seamus is getting on as well. But if Patterson wasn't fit, then you're on to Seamus, and as we know, at one stage last season we had neither. Yeah. And we were playing full, centre backs.
Exactly.
Both full back positions at various stages, and he could play both. So you can see the attractions to Dyche, mature, experienced professional league player, professional league, Premier League, who can play in either full back position, and he can move further forward if need be. And I guess the +1 option type stuff that goes around these deals is in our favour. So if it turns out to be a bit of a dud, then he goes at the end of the season.
Of course, and
it seems like a low risk decision to me.
Well, if you look at Premier League winner, he won Serie A as well with Inter. So there is tons of experience. Played for Manchester United for a number of years. Big demands on that position. Again, the caveat is he's 38, and I know it.
So's Milner.
Making it sound like this is an amazing signing for
Everton.
It's but not. I think he's a good squad signing. I think he will put pressure on Michalenko. Absolutely. He can, like we've just said, and we've just seen in the stats, he covers 4 positions arguably. And if that means the money can be spent elsewhere, because we can get other players elsewhere, it brings a good attitude. Because, like I said, he wouldn't still be going at 38 if he didn't. And the big thing with this is we do all have to remember the position we are in at the moment. We're not awash with hundreds of millions that we can freely spend. We've got to wheel and deal a little bit. We're trying to get to a place called stability, which we haven't had. We're ahead of a ground move next season at some stage.
And we're making a short-term commitment.
Exactly, it's a year with a further option if we decide to take it. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen him staying at Everton longer than a year.
Nah.
But if he gets us to that place next season, then it's fine.
If he gets his extra years, because he's earned it.
And the other thing is this for me, as I understand it, is he'll be one of 6 or 7 signings Everton make this summer. And therefore, like you started this whole thing off with, chronologically, had he been 5 or 6, we might have gone, makes sense, that fair enough, because we've got these. I understand it, I look at it, I don't love it, because again, profile I want is 21, 22, going to be here for a few years. Batlem are going to make 40 million on him, and we can re him. That's what I want, because that shows progress. Yeah. But this fella will come in, he'll lead with a good attitude, he covers positions, does a job, helps Sean Dyche instill a bit more of that, those core values that he wants to put in the squad. And it's, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit more interested in what we do going forward. Ditto. Not just this. This is one that goes in the squad for me. You go, all right, let's see what happens. If we get to the end of the window and we've got Ashley Young and a 39-year-old striker from somewhere and no one else, oh, there will be hell on this. Don't worry, I will be. My tune will be very different. I'll be singing a very different tune. I'm sure you will, John.
I'll be on lead guitar with you on that.
Yeah, exactly. But just now, finally, almost a decent signing, maybe.
It's a regulation, you know, ABC 1, 2, 3 type signing, isn't it? Not going to excite anybody. But as we all know, in Premier League football clubs, there's some stars in teams, and there's guys you hope you never actually hear of because they just do their job. And hopefully he'll just be one of those. Do
you know one thing I do love about him? He moans at refs, he cries, and I love that. I've got all the time in the world for a cry-ass in our team. And he does. He's that player, Ashley Young, who you hate when he's on the opposition because he's whinging, he's in the referee's
ear. Him and Talk on the left together would be interesting.
Exactly. So if you've got
partnerships,
you've got him doing that for us. He's one. I think he becomes that player that you like, that you've got him on your team because he's a moan and cry-ass player.
Yeah.
And yet when he's on the other side, you hate him.
That's right.
And I don't think we've got enough of those little snides in our team that make the opposition get a cob on. So
let's buy players who have snide.
No, we've got to have ability. We've got to have that
of
mix.
Course.
It's a mix, isn't it? So listen, it is what it is.
Sprinkle of snide.
You've got to. You've got to. So listen, good luck to Ashley Young. Come in. You're here. We'll be right behind you. Do your job. Make others be better. And if Michalenko improves as a result of him being here, brilliant. Patterson, brilliant. Because that's all we're looking for. We're looking for improvement right away across. Big thanks to John. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Be nice. Be kind. He's here. Let's get behind him. Villa fans, like I said, some Villa fans are gutted he's gone. And they've watched them every week. And he's just played 29 times last season for them. So he's obviously a good footballer. And let's see what else Everton do in the transfer market. Let us know in the comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you later.